Alright, hello Wanderers! We are going to be playing Absent in the Rain. I don't know anything about this game, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Sharing an umbrella. They say that the person who gets wetter while sharing an umbrella is the one most in love. So they say. Can I see your shoulder for a second? Do you realize that as a human being, that is the worst thing you could have possibly said? She chuckles next to me. Under the same umbrella, one umbrella is too small to fit two people. Our shoulders and arms touch again, and again, even though I'm being careful. It's so awkward. Whoa! Hi! Hi, whatever. One of my male classmates passing by glances at me before looking away. He's riding his bicycle and wearing a raincoat. Under the raincoat, the rainy season school uniform peeks out. Is he someone you know? Haru, yeah. He's a classmate. Barely an acquaintance, really. Looking at the back wearing the raincoat, she grins. That's just right. What is? There'll be rumors about us. What are you talking about? People also say that rumors last 75 days. So they say. Yeah, and that's more than enough. More than enough for what? 2 months? So, until August. During summer vacation, about the rumors. Indeed. So, what should I do? Will you please do nothing? With a slight smile, Senpai simply replies that she will behave. My eyes are probably as moist as the humidity of the rainy season. Her jet black hair is wet from the rain and gives off a luster. The color of my senpai's hair is that of a wet crow's feather. Her dark eyes, which stand out against her white skin, are peeking behind her long eyelashes, yeah. Her gaze turns to me. My consciousness is sucked into those eyes, like the night sky. My heart jumps as if I had tripped, and my breath becomes a lump in my throat, blocking it. Turn my face away in reflex. Then she puts her lips close to my ear. You're embarrassed. Your face is beet red. Please don't whisper into my ear. I'll close the umbrella. That's fine by me. I was about to go home wet anyway. Today she didn't bring her umbrella. When it was time to go home, she walked briskly from the school entrance in the middle of the rain. She turned around and called out to me with a "Shall we go?" A weirdo. Eccentric, yet beautiful. That's my senpai. While admiring this always striking person, I raised the umbrella over my head. Our head. And now, here we are. I quite like walking in the rain, though. What? What would you like about that? Even if you cry, no one finds out. She's not wrong. Huh. Oh, was my joke too high level? I'm so tired I could cry. Should I hold the umbrella now? No, it's fine. We walk in the sound of rain. When sharing an umbrella, your steps are much slower than usual. That means more time to talk, and even more of my senpai's unique conversation. The amount of chatter spouting from her lips is akin to the amount of rainfall during the rainy season. Eventually, we come to an intersection. From there onwards, I'll go straight while she'll turn. This is the place to say goodbye. Thanks, Haruya-kun. We look at each other under the umbrella. For letting me under your umbrella. Thank you. I'll be fine from here. Will you walk home by yourself? In this rain? She nods. Many thoughts come to mind. Senpai will get drenched. Wouldn't it be better if I accompany her halfway, though? Even someone like her can get sick after walking in the rain. if I suggest that, won't it be a nuisance for her? Since in the first place she herself said it was okay. Then, Harya-kun, see you tomorrow. My voice is clogged, or I realize my mouth is moving on its own. Yes, see you tomorrow. The sigh while looking at her back, getting smaller in the distance. See you. While I was hesitating whether to speak up or not, I missed my timing and the moment flowed away. Whenever something like this happens, I'm left with a bad aftertaste. If she were to catch a cold because of this, I'm sure today's events would weigh on my conscience forever. My shirt is getting wet on the right shoulder. The moist feeling makes me return to reality. Before it gets any wetter, start heading back home, like guilt trailing behind me like a shadow. You can hear the sound of the rain in the distance. While being alone under an umbrella is spacious, it feels somewhat empty. It's not going to be empty for long. Was not expecting, like, a little music video thing. I was not expecting, like, a little musical intro thing. Is that shark? Was the thing that was, like, in the bottom of the screen in that part right before, was that a shark, then? Because there was a, like, pan for the shark in it. Following day after school, in the literature club room. Senpai is laying face down on the desk, and stares at the sky with languid eyes. Her silky hair hangs over her arm and flows down the desk, flooding the tabletop in black. Seeing that listless appearance, I can't help but remember what happened yesterday. Are you not feeling well? Nope, I'm just tired. It's not like I caught a cold, so don't worry. Her words eased the lump in my chest. It's rare to see you tired. Yeah, it's weird. She puts her chin up on her arm and faces my way. Even though I see your face every day. What am I, an energy drink? Must be, because I haven't done any skinship lately. I don't remember us ever doing that. Then let's start now. Let's not. When I say that, she once again puts her left cheek down on the desk. I want to go out, she mutters quietly. Where to? Have you heard of the Hydrangea Garden? I do know a little about the Hydrangea Garden she just mentioned. It's a rather far place. And from our neighborhood, you can't get there without changing trains and buses. It's quite far. Yeah, but I want to go. I like hydrangeas. Is that so? It's the first I'm hearing of it. What about you? Do you like flowers? Depends on what kinds. I like flowers like cherry blossoms, plums, and I don't know how to pronounce that. I think hydrangeas are good too. Do you have a type? She laughs. Doesn't seem like she's looking for an answer, so after some hesitation I end up not saying anything. Hey, Harya-kun. She slowly raises her body and says, don't you want to go to see the hydrangeas? With you? on our next free day, together. Do we want to go out with Senpai to visit the hydrangea garden? Well, my voice comes out strange. Isn't it supposed to rain both Saturday and Sunday? Yeah, I forgot to do something. There we go. I blurt out something irrelevant. Does it matter if the weather is good or bad? Isn't it nice? Hydrangeas look good in the rain. Luckily or unfortunately, she doesn't seem to care about the weather forecast. Does that mean I'll be hanging out with her? But yeah, I guess people don't usually go out in the rain. Saying that, she rounds her back and buries her mouth in her arm. It's painful to see her this lonely. And I feel the need to say something. But I think it's fine. You think it's fine? Yeah, but even if it's raining. For real? Her face suddenly brightens, and I sense something has gone wrong. With my comments, I just meant that I think there's nothing wrong with going out in the rain, or something like that. She, however, seems to have taken it in a different context. I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to it. Looking at her smiling face, I can't bring myself to correct the misunderstanding. Senpai, yes? It's my fault for not making my reply clear, so I want to fix it. Let's go out together on the weekend to see the hydrangeas. Yeah, I know. Why don't we organize a trip? And so we start talking about our sightseeing plans. As we finalize the schedule, the trip is quickly becoming a reality, and I grow more and more psyched. At some point, I stopped thinking, and I probably talked a lot of nonsense. Can you believe it? We have the whole thing planned now. Well, we did make it with the idea of carrying it out. At the end of our planning, I've calmed down. We'll meet in front of the station before noon, have lunch, and then get on the bus. We'll spend the afternoon visiting the hydrangea garden and sightseeing. Perfect. This kind of date is perfect. I want you to come prepared, Haruki-kun, because you're an accomplice now. What are we doing? Actually, I want to bring up a certain topic, but it's difficult to do in front of her smile. Just wanted to make sure of one thing. Yes? What is it? She tilts her head, and I begin to talk as if pulling a string of memories out of my brain. It's about the hot topic of the last days. The serial murder case. That's one way to tell us about a serial murder case. Her eyes widen at my words. A murder case has recently taken the world by storm. Incidents have occurred nationwide, and corpses left behind have been horribly disfigured. It's even said that parts of the bodies are often found missing. Is it the shark? The culprit hasn't been caught yet. Since the range of crimes is all over the country, it's not possible to trace the culprit's footsteps. Does the culprit have feet? Is the culprit a shark? Yesterday, a corpse was discovered all the way north, and today a new one was appearing at the far end of the south on the main island. Those mysterious incidents raise the possibility of multiple perpetrators. I just want to make sure, right now, we can't say that it's absolutely safe, can we? But we're going anyway? At my words, a little groan comes from the back of her throat. Then she takes a breath. If you want to say that we're being conceited or careless, you aren't wrong, but I think it's fine as long as we don't go out at night. And, in the first place, we're still attending school like usual. Alright, I just wanted some confirmation. If you're worried, do you want to cancel? No. I shake my head. We've already planned everything out. Right, yes, that's right. She laughed and I smiled. Suddenly my smartphone vibrates from my pocket. When I take it out, I find the classmate whom I talk to often has sent me a photo. Drawn on the blackboard, there's a doodle of a shared umbrella with a heart, and 2 names lined up underneath. Haruya Shitaji and Yukino Akaban. Akabane? I don't even have the energy to reply, so I just sigh. Where on earth should I start correcting the rumor? But there are a few things about the image that strike me. One is the speed in which rumors spread. Second is that the symbol of a shared umbrella, with the names of a man and a woman below, is still deeply rooted in our modern society. And finally, it's the star quality of my senpai, whose name is known even to my classmates who don't know her personally. She has a kind of genius. What's wrong, Haruya-kun? Why are you sighing? She had gotten up from her seat and was leaning against the window, and now was calling out to me with her usual faint smile. I closed my phone and answered. I was thinking about that I'll be hanging out with an amazing person. Amazing enough to make you sigh? You'll make me blush. She laughs. June. Looking at the sky through the window of the cramped club room, it looks like it'll rain again. It's strange. What is? Doesn't the scenery you see from the bus window look completely different from usual? Look at this city, too. A rainy city flows outside the window. She looks deeply at the window, dripping with water of the bus. The fact that you came in uniform is more strange than anything else. It's amazing that she's wearing her school uniform even though it's the weekend. I've heard rumors of some people who can spend their holidays in uniforms, but I never thought I'd see it up close. I like uniforms. You do? Yes. Don't you feel it's out of the ordinary? I think I kind of understand, but we wear uniforms at school, which takes up most of our daily lives, so if that isn't ordinary, then what do you consider the weekend? Do you consider the weekend to be the actual ordinary time? Look, Haruya-kun, there are a lot of people lined up over there. Senpai's daily life seems to be full of surprises and discoveries. I like windows. You can see various sceneries flow, and outside worlds spread endlessly. Probably never get tired of looking. Huh? I kind of understand how you feel. Speaking of getting tired of things, no matter how out of the ordinary it is, won't you get bored of wearing the uniform every day? If there isn't ordinary, there can't be unordinary either. I'm not tired of it so far. In the long run, high school itself is a special event in life. That's philosophical. Doesn't it apply to today too? Going out somewhere with someone, from the sound of it. Even she seemed to believe that going to see the hydrangeas together is unusual. Well, I think it would have been better if I'd come in my gym clothes. What do you mean? Aren't gym clothes even more extraordinary? You're nuts. The bus carried our extraordinary life. She's walking in front of me, spinning and hopping, the hem of her skirt, and her black hair dancing under the red umbrella. Surrounded by blue, purple, and pink hydrangeas, she's innocently playing around. Why do humans only have eyes in front? I want to keep everything in sight, but I just can't. Hear her say that, happy like a child, and unintentional smiles around my face. That would be a bit, quite difficult to achieve. Having said that, I'm also excited about the hydrangea garden. Hydrangeas grow as far as the sea. As far as the eye can see? I don't know. Combined with the drizzle, feels as if we're walking in another world, isolated from anywhere else on Earth. Lovely. It's really fantastic. Hydrangeas are blooming everywhere, enveloping me. The road continues beyond the fog, and you are here. Me? Yes. She suddenly stopped spinning. her skirt and hair float and sway. If you weren't with me, I wouldn't be as happy. Is that so? I think my image of senpai is that of a person capable of being free and cheery anytime, anywhere. How do I put it? If I had been here alone, I'm sure I would have been scared. Just a little bit. It's so beautiful and wonderful, and the scenery goes on forever that I'd suddenly wonder if I could really go back to where I started. It's like I both understand and don't. However, I'm relieved when you're here. I can clearly see that I can go back. I feel like I've been told something really outrageous. I wait patiently for her words. So, anyways, with you I can go far. Do you understand what I want to say? What should I do? All kinds of feelings well up, yet when I try to put them into words and say out loud, I suddenly feel suffocated. Any word seems imprecise, inappropriate, misleading, inadequate, and unsuitable for me to utter. I want to answer something. I believe I have to answer. In the end, words that come out are just these. I want to understand. I want to understand? She repeated my words. Want to understand. I don't think it's a very nice thing to say, or rather, isn't it the same as saying, I just don't get it? She laughs. I've been looking down without realizing. When I lift my gaze, I see her advancing forward with hopping steps. I don't understand. Yes? I don't understand how I feel right now. Don't know what to say. Saying that while laughing, she moved further and further away. I don't get it, don't understand, but she seems happy. Actually, senpai! That being said, all her hopping around is dangerous, so I call out to her from far. Watch your step! What just happened? I don't know. If I'd say, it looked like a mass of shadows. Something popped out of the ground, snatched something from my senpai's hand, and disappeared into the ground again. Her red umbrella fell and bounced on the road full of hydrangeas, and her body collapsed in the rain-soaked dirt ground. Senpai? For a second my mind goes blank, but then I run to her. Are you alright? She's looking down. Wonder what she's staring at. When I trace her line of sight, I see the sleeve of her uniform. How... Senpai... Something is different. Wrong. Your wrist. Your under left arm. Oh! There goes her hand. That's only the sleeve left. Torn sleeve of a uniform stretched out like an empty bag and hangs over the ground. Yeah, that does not look ripped, I'm gonna be honest. It looks bloody though. That looks like it's covered in blood. She glances at her sleeve, staggers to her feet, and sits down again. Silence filled the place like a bottomless swamp. My bad. She suddenly opened her mouth. She's completely back to normal. Excessively normal. I accidentally fell, being too playful and reckless. Huh? But, senpai, I'm fine. Thank you for your concern. Senpai, your left hand. Yeah? She tilts her head and stretches out her left hand from inside her sleeve. My left hand? What's wrong with it? Try to say something, about to ask something, but I stop myself. I hold my breath within my chest. Can't say anything. There's a wall. A wall that strongly rejects me. She is rejecting me. No, I'm just glad you're safe. I'm sorry I worried you. She stands up, picking up the umbrella that was lying around. She turns to me and says, "Then, let's resume sightseeing. Haruya-kun, I want to go further." I think it's creepy. I thought of her as a strange person many times before, but I thought she was someone who lived outside the norm. That's the first time I felt uneasy. Haruya-kun. Haruya-kun? Yeah? Aren't you coming? I'm coming. Even after all that, she was still happily yelling and letting out sounds of admiration. We even take a picture together. But I don't know how to look at her. White mist covers the entire hydrangea garden. We both walk through it. Senpai and I, alone. The following day after school in the literature club room. I'm waiting alone in the club room, but there's no sign of Senpai coming. The small room is filled with suffocating silence, and the sound of rain falling outside can be heard strangely loud. A gray sky peeks through the window. It's the first time she hasn't come to the club activities. The literature club is very laid back. Rather than a club activity, it's more correct to call it an after-school hangout. That's exactly why I'm worried about her. I wonder if she has come to school. I'm worried, but I don't know what to do. Even if I asked if her body is okay, she'd act as if nothing happened, so wouldn't be able to say anything else. Frustration built up and turned into irritation. All I can think of is my senpai and that shadow that caught my eye. The shadow that jumped out of the ground and probably ripped off her wrists before disappearing into the ground again. Just what was that thing? Why would she try to keep its existence hidden? Should I also act like I saw nothing? My head rummages through my memories and pulls out the nationwide serial murder case. On the news, the number of casualties has increased by 1 again. Naturally, I connect the two incidents in my head. Isn't the shadow the one attacking people all over the country, and not an ordinary murderer? If that were the case, it would explain why it had been so difficult to track down the criminal, as well as why the crimes are spread across the country. That could explain it. Is that possible? What was the shadow in the first place? Was it really there? Maybe what she said about tripping is true, and the shadow had just been a product of my imagination. It's too confusing. Any speculation is like trying to grasp the sky. The only thing I can be sure of is that we're in a dangerously suspicious and mysterious situation. There's no point thinking about it. So I leave the club room. I take out my smartphone from my pocket, see the time. There's no news from Senpai. As I'm walking in the cloudy weather, something crawls up my neck. The sensation makes me want to scream, but I barely manage to hold back. Maybe an insect or something? I try to wipe my nape with my hand, but I can't get rid of that feeling. My neck is wet. The shudder comes up to my ear. Tonight it will rain. Shivering. Voice that sounds like it's coming from the depths of the earth makes my eardrums vibrate. At the time of the boar, I shall await at the door of your dwelling. Something pops in my ear, and I cautiously touch my ear. My fingertips are wet. What just happened? I fear like never before overcomes me. I feel like I've been touched by something I shouldn't have knowledge of. By something I should have never heard. However, I keep Meeting things like that. How come I keep meeting things like this? I don't understand. All I can piece together is that something supernatural is haunting this town and it seems to be trying to get in touch with me. I'm caught in something. The fact that Senpai was attacked yesterday must be part of it. With uneasiness in my heart, I walk home with heavy steps. Tonight it will rain. It's pouring, just as the voice whispered in the daytime. The time of the boar, I shall wait at the door of your dwelling. The time of the boar. When I looked up, it was from 10 p.m. to midnight. Time is close. I sit at the front door, waiting for the time to come. I've turned off the lights in my room, and my parents are already in bed. The house is pitch black. Amid that, I hunch over and endure the tension. My hands and feet are cold because of the tension, and the back of my throat is tight. Maybe I could distract myself better if I waited outside, rather than staying still. It's raining, so I grab an umbrella. Holding something in my hand makes me feel a little better. 10 p.m. I don't like it. Putting the smartphone in my pocket, I stand up. Pick up my umbrella and unlock the front door. Paying close attention to making as little noise as possible. Cold, rainy air rushes in through the crack in the open door. Both the entrance and outside are pitch black. I open my umbrella and take a step outside, and slowly close the door. It's my first time going out at this hour, especially when it's raining. The streetlights near my house shine their light into the wet pavement. I have the uncomfortable feeling of standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. I wonder if Senpai would pass by my house. I'd probably feel a little better then. Usually that would be impossible, but since we're talking about her, it might truly happen. Besides, I think that this kind of atmosphere strangely suits her. Staring at the pitch black sky, while thinking about such things, and when I look down, a wave runs through my body. Something is emerging from the ground. Is it a shark? From where I stand on my feet, and from the firm ground, I feel like the screen just got a little blurrier. It's rising little by little, as if a face were sticking out of the water. It's like an optical illusion. Things always took for granted are being shaken. I'm becoming uneasy. A fish? It's a shark. What emerges is a huge shark. However, it's completely different from ordinary sharks. What's completely different from ordinary sharks are the gigantic human dentures that appear on the surface. Human teeth are lined up in the mouth of the fish, a tongue contained in the back. They look like teeth that could have easily bit iron. Rows of teeth put closely together. One single front tooth is as big as my spread out hand. Monster. Monster! My whole body is frozen. I feel simple, pure fear. As I perceive my life in danger, my body refuses to move, weak and pallid as my blood had been drained. I stand still, my stare glued to the monster in front of me, as it slowly opens its mouth. On time. I thank you. I want to give this thing like a really deep voice, but my voice does not go that low. I'm going to try. If I peak the mic, I apologize. My mic is already really low, or really high, because I do not speak loud. Shark lets out a heavy voice that makes the core of my body tremble. I'm surprised he can speak. His voice has an eerie sound, like something non-human attempting to imitate a human's voice, failing. I'm not going to be able to do a deep voice. Actually, I'm just not going to be able to pronounce this, alright. I am the rain. Ayakashi. This is gonna be a scuffed pronunciation. Fuke Murusame Dowane. The monstrous shark of the abyssal zone. That's probably close enough. Rain Ayakashi? He's given me his name, but I couldn't quite catch the rest on the first try. Despite my confusion, the Rain Ayakashi continues. How shall I address you? What is my name? Yeah, it's close enough. There was an attempt, and it wasn't fully horrible. It works. It works for probably the handful of lines this character has. Correct. Haruya Shitaji. Alias Shitaji. Shitaji don't know. Yes. I visit you on this night for nothing else but to request your help. To ask me. Correct. The other day, incidentally, it would seem you were in a flower garden with a woman. How was she called? I'm at a loss for words. The Rain Ayakashi is referring to my senpai. Should I really mention her name here? Worry not. For I can read your mind, and you don't even have to explain it anymore. Monster adds as if he can sense my internal conflict. We are old friends. I solely wish to know the name she goes by here. She did seem like a ghost. Or like a human riddle from the way she talked. I can't take a single word this monster says. That monster and senpai are supposedly acquaintances? Wait, that's good enough. What does he mean by here? Does that mean she has another name besides Yukino Akaban? Undoubtedly, there are many things you want to ask about. I shall talk about those later. But for that purpose, firstly, could you tell me how I should refer to her? I feel that the shark monster's tone is softened, ever so slightly. For the time being, I decide to follow what he says. To begin with, I'm not a brave enough person who could go against such an opponent head-on. Yukino Akaban, that's her name. Yukino Akaban, I see. I feel like this voice is gonna make me yawn. The Rain Ayakashi repeats the name several times and nods. Have you been with Yukino Akaban for a long time? No, just since last spring. But you seem to get along very well. I dunno. Maybe so? Such an ambiguous way to declare so. Is it because Yukino Akaban's behavior that you were making your words vague? I can't say for sure that that's not the case. It seems to be a relationship that cannot be easily explained. Is this being prying into my private life? I'm a little annoyed, but I can't really say anything back because the other party is, well, a huge shark. Pathetic. What kind of person does Yukino Akaban appear to be in your eyes? In a word, she's a weirdo. She's an unpredictable person who is always full of energy and tries to get close to other people. Yes, that's it. She seems like she's starving to interact with other people. I'd say this is the kind of person she is. I see. Yes, I see. I see. Humans may still look strange in her eyes. What do you mean? I shall be forthright. Bears tense. Firstly, Yukino Akaban is no human. I could have told you that from like the first conversation. Huh? Neither she nor I live in this world. We are foreigners who came here from another world. We are Ayakashi. We are neither human, nor birds, or beasts. Neither flowers nor fish. Weird comparisons, but I get the message. The monster says indifferently, as if reading from a script. Of course, my understanding can't catch up. Ayakashi? If senpai isn't a human being, is she in the same category as the monstrous shark? Of course, you, as a human, would find it hard to believe. However, the fact that I am here in front of you, like this, is the best proof that my story is no hoax. Is it just as Ayakashi says? He has hit the nail on the head, but I can't easily accept it. In other words, the reason behind Yukino Akaban. Why Yukino Akaban wants to close the distance with you isn't because she wants to observe in more detail the strange human beings she mingles with. Perhaps that kind of attitude is seen as eccentric by other humans, and therefore they are wary of her. The monster's speculation about Senpai's position is mostly correct. I don't know why, but I feel like if I was able to, this is like the kind of being that would have like a Venom voice. Like it's like the character, like the giant blob. Blob isn't exactly the right word. I don't know how to explain Venom. But I feel like most people know who/what Venom is. I wish I could do that voice. According to this Rain Ayakashi, the fact that she isn't human may have cast a shadow over the relationship between me and her. Honestly, even if you tell me all that, I don't understand. I really don't know what's going on. I guess I'm being unreasonable. However, we must move forward. Every second counts, and tonight's rain will soon stop falling. Just as the Rain Ayakashi says, the rain is gradually decreasing in its momentum. Maybe the shark can't appear unless it's raining. Let me be blunt. Right now, I am here with an important order from my master. Such order is to bring Yukino Akaban back, even if I must kill her. Even if you have to kill... Huh? Why? Aren't you friends? It would seem that a murder case has recently been making headlines in the country. Is she? I mean, she seems like she would probably eat someone, but, like, I wasn't expecting her to be the murderer. I certainly remember the serial murder case. Before we went out to the hydrangea garden, we talked about that incident. I feel like I just accidentally unplugged something. Hang on. Nope, I'm fine. We're good. Nothing has gone wrong. What about... No, you can't be saying that she... Correct. The Rain Ayakashi nods, without saying anything. Like that, I can't continue the second sentence. Need to shift my seat real quick. No, I mean, why would she ever do such a thing? Why would she Should probably actually set that. Listen, for the rest to live in your world, we need life energy. To us, it's like the air that fills your lungs when you dive into the water. Yukino Akaban no longer has that life energy needed to sustain the diving. Originally, she would have already returned to her world, but she stubbornly refuses to go back. You don't want to know. You don't want to go back to land, but you're almost out of breath. In that situation, what would you do? Surface for air before diving again? Correct. She attacks and eats humans, to use them as energy to live here. Is her tyranny not too extreme? Is she really attacking people and devouring them to death? No. No, that's impossible. Right now, Yukino Akaban is harming the world out of resentment. I absolutely cannot forgive such an extreme display of wickedness and violence. Therefore, we are trying to subjugate her, in order to maintain the peace and order in both worlds. Wait, do you have proof? About Senpai killing people? It's a pity I cannot demonstrate it to you. I should have shown you how I cut off Yukino's hand in the flower garden. That time, there was something you did so I wouldn't see. There was one more victim that night. That's what Yukino did to restore her health. Think about it. Running around the country, killing arbitrarily, and still not getting caught. It is a very unimaginable feat for a human. Is that not so? That's right, but recently, she seems to be exhausted. Isn't Yukino showing signs of being tired? It's just as the Rain Ayakashi said. Speechless. Half of myself is in agreement, while the other half doesn't want to admit it. Therefore, I was dispatched from my original world to take on the task of subjugating Yukino Akaban. And now I have a favor to ask you. Will you lure Yukino Akaban out? Me? Are you asking me to cooperate? Correct. I want you to bring Yukino Akaban to a specified place at a specified time. She trusts you, and therefore wouldn't be wary if it was your invitation. But that's... The rain has stopped. The Rain Ayakashi looked up at the sky and muttered, I must go. Aren't you being too one-sided here? You must tell nobody. I shall let you know in advance that I possess a keen sense of smell, and I loathe the smell of lies. In other words, if you talk about it, I will know immediately. More a threat than a warning. On the morrow at night, it will rain again. I shall listen to your reply at that time. I would like you to fully consider it until then. The Rain Ayakashi says so with its mouth wide open on purpose. Its oral cavity full of intimidating dangles. Intimidation dangles in front of my eyes. I look forward to your humane judgment in response. After saying that, the monstrous shark burrowed deep into the ground. The rain had already stopped. Stand in front of the entrance for a while. Demos are way longer than I remember them being, I'm going to be honest. I opened the door in a daze and dragged my heavy body to the bed of my dark room. When I throw my body on the mattress, my strength suddenly disappears. My head is spinning round and round. I can't help but believe it's all a lie. Do I really have to give an answer to the monster's question by the following night when I can hardly process tonight's events as reality? I wish tomorrow would never come. I close my eyes and frantically push the hopeless thoughts out of my mind. In my head filled with darkness, the figure of Senpai remains at the end. It doesn't go away. Alright. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, make sure to stick around, join the Discord, check out the game. If you didn't like it, I don't know why you're still here, but thank you for sticking around, you know? Either way, goodbye.